Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing some Call to Arms Ostfront. We are playing as the British and we are attacking the Germans. Right now they are holding an airfield. I'm just checking out the objectives here. It's a big open field that we need to get through, so it's going to be quite difficult. So my strategy for this game is that I have brought in 2 land mattresses, which are basically rocket artillery, and they are going to pound the objectives from a distance before I bring up my tanks and my infantry. So that's my strategy for this game here. This is pre-recorded gameplay, so I have decided to speed up any sections of this match that I thought were boring. That way you guys get to see all of my strategies, and I'm not gonna cut out anything. I hope you enjoy the match. As you can see, I have spread out my infantry and tanks across the front line. Now I can bring them up in unison and try to coordinate a coordinated push. Infantry are a little bit too squishy when you push them up on their own. They're a little bit too vulnerable. So you always gotta have the tanks right behind them. Now I have unlimbered my land mattresses and they're ready to shoot. It takes a while to move them into position. Now, as you can see, that first salvo was very deadly, and I have a second one, which I'm about to fire right now. Wow, as you can see, the effect of that was quite deadly. I really managed to flatten that objective. I don't think there will be many defenders left there, so now I'm free to move up my infantry and my tanks without worrying about any sneaky defenders that might be on the objective. Now I haven't quite spawned in my whole force yet. I do notice one of my men is down, and I do have quite a few medics, but they are in another call-in stage. I will call them in right now, but it's just that when you have more units called in, it becomes a lot harder to manage them at the same time. Oh my god, it looks like one of my squads was taking cover behind one of those fuel trucks and it exploded and now they're all dead. Well, dang it, that sucks because they were one of those commando squads. Oh, it looks like another one of those fuel trucks exploded. They are pretty dangerous, but you can use them to your advantage if you hit them while the enemy are around. There goes my third salvo from the land mattress rocket artillery. I think that is enough to have completely killed all the defenders at that objective. So we should be able to just roll up with my infantry, all nonchalant, and just take it without too many problems, hopefully. There are a few hidden defenders behind some boxes, but they are not going to survive for long. So on my right flank I have a Cromwell. On my center I have a sort of howitzer tank which has a machine gun, and it's really good for killing infantry from a long distance. Then I have an enemy tank coming right up here. It's a similar one to the one that I have right now. It's a self-propelled gun. Now my Comet is a very good tank for fighting other tanks. I'm going to bring it up and shoot at it. Wow, that was a really lucky shot. I ignited the ammo of that tank. Sometimes you have to take control of your units because, as you saw, there was a box that was actually blocking my tank from shooting at the enemy, and the AR doesn't realize when something as a soft target that can be shot through. So for example, if there was a fence blocking my line of sight, my tank would have not shot through that fence because it didn't know that it can. If you're in that situation where the enemy is hiding behind wooden boxes, you just take control of your tank and that gives you an edge over the enemy. Also, when you're playing multiplayer, not all players take control of their units, and that can make a really significant difference when you're fighting against somebody in multiplayer. But a lot of the tank destroyers have open tops. They trade extra armor for ergonomics of the crew, basically. I looked it up and it makes it easier for the tank crew to operate and to reload their guns faster when they're not constricted to such a small environment. We got quite lucky with that anti-tank gun there. That placement from the AI was quite bad, but if they had put it more in the open, it would have been really detrimental to us because there isn't any cover. We were lucky that our tank didn't sustain more damage. But yeah, the tank destroyers, a lot of the time, they had open tops because it made it easier for the crew to reload and they had more space to maneuver. And you might think, well, wouldn't that make them a really big target for grenades and airplanes? And yes, it did. But in theory, tank crews that operated these open top tanks, they tried not to expose their tanks in battle. They wanted to use them as sort of like a mobile artillery, and they tried to put them behind their units in battle, but that wasn't always the case. They didn't always have the best choices for setting up these engagements, and sometimes they had to use them on the front lines where enemy troops could throw grenades into them. That was just part of the pros and cons, part of the associated risks with being able to reload ammunition faster. So you had some trade-offs. Now, I really didn't expect the enemy to send troops on my right flank, so that is a weakness. I didn't leave enough infantry back at the first objective. That may be detrimental. I'm sure that they can hold it though. Now, I forgot to do my strategy, which is kind of stupid. I ended up sending my infantry up before using my land mattresses. So I had a bunch of my guys die. I know it's quite a rookie mistake. I just was preoccupied. Wow, that was a very devastating salvo. So when I do put them to use, they are absolutely devastating. It's just error of use. I didn't think to position them before my infantry. Now, unfortunately, my infantry that I left back at the objective are getting absolutely destroyed. Luckily, my tank is repaired, so I'll be able to move that up to defend the objective. Meanwhile, I'm going to have to remember to use my medics to heal my infantry, and we'll fire the second salvo of that land mattress soon, but I need to micromanage a little bit so that my right flank does not get completely demolished, as the enemy infantry are just destroying mine. They have better positioning. So we're gonna have to pull maybe a couple of squads from the main offensive, which we can spare. We have quite a lot of infantry. So the second salvo with the land match is gonna have to wait a little bit while we reposition the infantry on the right flank. We do not want that objective to fall so soon. And there goes the second salvo. Pretty effective. Now that objective is pretty much a pile of rubble. Now the coast is clear, so I'm gonna move up my infantry and my tanks. I'm gonna push up on my left flank as well. You can really tell how I completely flattened this objective. There's nothing left of the building that used to be there. I have a little bit neglected my right flank. I'm gonna use these medics to heal up the troops that were injured. But now that my two squads have arrived, they'll be able to reinforce my right side. I'm also gonna push up my tank a little bit, so they should be fine now. Okay, now I'm capping the second objective, so I'm gonna push up all my infantry. I still haven't called in my last group of infantry, but I don't need them right now, and it would just be more things to micromanage. So I'm trying not to call them in until I need them. I'm also gonna push up my land matrices so that they can start firing on the last objective. Now it looks like all the enemy infantry have been coming over from this bridge here. So I think a good idea would be to cover the bridge just so I can preemptively shoot their infantry while they're in the open. So I'm going to bring my tank back and commit it to the main assault. Okay, so I need to get that anti-tank gun, otherwise it's going to keep shooting at my infantry. If I spread them out in a line, it will be harder for the gun to shoot them. But as you can see, it's reloading quite fast. So maybe I can get it with the flamethrower. Oh man, it killed a whole bunch of my guys. Eat this! Well, that serves them right. I'm gonna pull back. Now the guys protecting the bridge are undermanned because a whole bunch of them died. So hopefully there won't be any enemies that will come from that way. Oh, enemy tank. Dang it! Okay, so my turret is broken. I need to get my remaining tankers out of there, otherwise the enemy is gonna keep shooting at that tank even though I can't shoot back. So I'm gonna have to repair that tank now. Oh no! Okay, so another one of my tanks got destroyed, unfortunately. Now I only have my field artillery, and my field artillery's main gun is destroyed, so that can't shoot back either. So I'm gonna move up my infantry. They have Piats, the British anti-tank small arms. So hopefully they are gonna destroy that German tank right there. I need to pull back this field artillery so I can repair its main gun so that it can start shooting again. I'm gonna push up my infantry. It looks like I'm in a pretty bad spot since I only have one tank left. I'm gonna have to be more resourceful now using my infantry. Okay, this is very bad. So there's another tank pushing up on the flank where the bridge is. Luckily I have a flamethrower troop right there waiting for them. I need to repair that tank. It's gonna be very important in the following fight. Hopefully that German tank gets closer so I can use the flamethrower against it. Oh no! Okay, there's a whole infantry assault pushing up with the German tank. That's not good. Maybe I can ambush them. This is working out pretty well. Oh, dang it. Okay, I'm gonna need to push up my 2 infantry squads because the Germans might break through that bridge area. And then they're gonna hit me in my side. So I need to be careful of that. Maybe I can get them with the flamethrower. Ah, the infantry got me. Now, I don't have anything that can shoot that tank right now, but I'm working on repairing my damaged tank's turret. I forgot to unlimber my land mattresses, but I'm a little bit preoccupied, so now I'm gonna unlimber them. Oh no! So I tried to move up my field gun to shoot at that other tank, but it looks like its tracks are damaged, and since it can only shoot by moving its entire body, that renders it useless because it does not have a turret. Alright, so now my land mattresses are ready to shoot. I just need to move them in position. It takes a while. And bombs away. Isn't that just so spectacular? Meanwhile, this tank is being a thorn in my side. I'm going to try to move up my infantry and overwhelm it. They have a bunch of Piets, 3 to be exact. So hopefully they'll do the trick. Just going to rush the tank. They can't kill us all. That went surprisingly well. That was 2 direct shots by the Piat, and it got destroyed. My infantry at the front there is taking a real beating. So now that my field gun is repaired, I need to recrew it and then move it back into combat. That was a pretty good shot, if I do say so myself. Tanks really are the difference between winning and losing an attacking match in this game. It's just simply not enough just to have infantry. Oh, they're sending more infantry to attack me. Oh, that's gonna be a very bad grenade. Yep. And another grenade. Yeah, the grenades are very dangerous in this game. Need to move up my infantry to reinforce those guys. They're being pummeled. Alright, let's do another salvo of the land mattress. It's almost reloaded. There we go. I killed a few. And another one, just for good measure. We are turning that objective to dust. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and call in my reinforcements. I think I'm gonna need them for the final push. Now, there's only 2 tank crew in that tank, so I'm gonna bring up some regular infantry to help crew it, because if you don't have the tank fully crewed, it can't operate at the full running capacity. For example, if there are only 2 crew members, one of them can be the driver and one of them can be the gunner. But then when the gunner shoots, the driver has to be the reloader, and then the tank can't move. So it's very important for the tank to be fully crewed so that it can be working at full capacity. You can take any regular infantry and put them in a tank. They're not going to be as fast as the regular tank crew. Unfortunately, I pushed up my infantry too fast, and I didn't anticipate that there would be a machine gun right there, so I got a few of them killed. But so far so good. I don't think many of the infantry survived those 3 bombardments that I threw at that objective. And we're already capping. Looks like we have this match in the bag, unless the enemy can throw anything at us, but I don't think they'll do any damage. Or at least they won't do enough damage to dislodge us completely from our positions. But overall, it was a fun match, but I definitely made a lot of mistakes, a lot of tactical errors. I'd say my biggest mistake was that I forgot to prioritize my land mattress rocket artillery over everything else. So quite a few times I moved up my infantry before doing the proper artillery strikes on the intended targets. So when my infantry got there, there was already enemies waiting for them that just basically shut them up. So if I had to do this next time, I'd put a greater focus on my artillery, and I'd probably also not rush my tanks up as much because they got destroyed pretty easily. So I really need to be careful and more protective of my tanks in the future. Some of it is up to luck though. You never know where the enemy shell is going to hit on your tank. Sometimes it's a catastrophic hit, other times you're lucky and it glances off the armor. So yeah, so we win. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment and subscribe. Have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.